So you don't want your GT to turn into a paperweight? There are 5 essential, easy to fix problems that will keep your Bentley on the road. So you made a somewhat emotionally driven purchase, well done, but you don't want it to be worthless overnight. These cars are cheap because people are worried about the potential repair costs. So this is all about avoiding those things happening in the first place. These won't take you long, so if you've got a weekend free, it's the best investment in your time. Now, at its heart, this is a VW Audi, very reliable and no harder to maintain than a Golf. The body though is Bentley, a premium exclusive car that would prefer to be in the garage. So if you're poor like me and have to keep your car outside, you must keep on top of the drainage. Second roof liner, rear brake lights not working and other electrical problems can be because water is getting in the car. Mine has been outside all winter and as you can see water is getting into the boot, so let's fix that. This will probably take you a couple of hours. And all you need is a Torx screwdriver and some silicone. When you pop the cover off, you'll find these clips come off and the bracket that holds them off will break. So you need to sit them back on after. The problem is these tubs under the rear spoiler have a bit of a flimsy gasket that gets brittle over time. What you want to do is clear it out as best you can and reseal it with some silicone. The other issue sometimes is the drainage pipes get blocked. So you want to give these a check as well. My gasket seems okay, so I'm going to seal it up with some silicone and see if that fixes it. So next, there is a small hole next to the fuel filler. You want to make sure this is clear. I just broke some strimmer cord down there and it should come out this little hole at the bottom. Lastly, at the front, the water drains past all these pipes and ECUs and electronics and then goes down the centre through a rubber bead thing. It then comes out over the top of the gearbox. Not ideal if it gets blocked with the ECUs and plugs and stuff right there. If it is blocked, you will get water coming through in the footwell. Remove the wipers. There are little covers and 13mm nuts to hold these on. Give them a little wiggle and they should come off. If you're lucky, you will have 2 Torx on each side of the windscreen, but these will probably be broken. I gave mine a clean with the Hoover. I got some rags and some WD-40 in there, best I could. I even gave it a spray with some spray foam and washed it out with some hot water. But anything you do really will be a massive improvement. If you have more time, you can remove the vents in the middle. I'll probably do another in-depth video on this later on if anyone's interested. The dreaded vacuum pipes. So I'm not going to say this isn't a problem, especially on the older cars, but there are some pipes that are easy to get to and would have probably broken. Your car might stall at traffic lights and even have a bad idle if the pipes are gone. Mine is a 2006 when they relocated the pipes from the top of the gearbox. My car was still running fine, but these 2 easy to get to pipes were broken. First is by the brake booster. It comes through the firewall into a pressure sensor and into the brake booster. As you can see here, mine was cracked and hanging off. So the easy fix here is to cut the broken part off and then using some silicone pipe fix the connection. Now I know it's not a perfect fix, but my pipe's been on there for years and I'm really confident with this repair. The alternative is spending thousands at a specialist, and if you didn't get the car for a lot of money in the first place, this is an absolutely acceptable repair in my opinion. The second easy to get to pipe is under the wheel arch. This is the vacuum reservoir and the pump to top up the vacuum. You might know you have a problem when you hear this pump going all the time or it burns out. So when you're doing stuff under the car, give these height level sensor arms a WD-40. The air suspension is actually quite reliable, and most of the problems I've seen and experienced myself has been down to these seizing and breaking off. You could just be driving along and all of a sudden the car will slam to the floor, so it's really important to keep on top of these. If they are broken, you can get aftermarket ones on eBay, or you can even get the parts separately to make some yourself. The chances are you need to change these. It's often overlooked because they don't clunk, but they often get missed that they need doing. If your car squeaks over speed bumps or feels stiff at low speeds, the bushes have gone. It's not the easiest job to do, but it's definitely not the hardest. If you have a free weekend, they're not expensive at all and will make a massive difference to the way the car feels. I've done an in-depth guide on how to change these on my other video. Seems obvious, right? But for the cost of those fancy car mats or potential detail, give it a full service. It's no harder to do than a Golf and gives you a fresh starting point with a car. Oil and filter under the front, just remove the under tray and there's some quarter turn screws and Torx. It takes 12 litres of 0W40 oil and you can get a Bosch oil filter for under 20 quid. The engine is very reliable, but if you don't change the oil you'll get problems with the self-adjusting tappets and sometimes the rocker arms can come loose. Fuel filter on mine is under the driver's side. It's under a plastic cover about halfway down, 2 plastic clips and you're done. The air filters are under here and here. There's a 10mm at the back that holds the airboxes in. It's easier to do it this way, just don't drop anything into the turbos. I'll put a rag in these holes there. It also lets you see more of the engine to see how things are doing. Look out for oil around the coil packs and deteriorating plastic. The pollen filters are right there. But to be honest, I've never been able to do this without breaking the clips, so just be careful. The hardest job is the spark plugs. If you take the inlet off, just take your time and get someone to help you lifting it off in case you've forgotten the pipe. You're probably supposed to change this gasket in the middle, but it's fine. Check for oil around the spark plug holes. The rocker cover gaskets fail on these all the time. I've almost done a video on doing these. Please subscribe so you don't miss it, and comment if you'd like to see a video on something else. As you can see, I'm messing around with some aftermarket coil packs that you can use. Now that's it, enjoy your car. It's now better than vast majorities of the GTs out there, and now you have all the basics done, you can spend some money on getting some cosmetic things, or you can sort out the terrible hi-fi with the subwoofer like I did.